Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. And boy, we got some patch notes to go over today. Quite a lot, actually. So, I suppose without further ado, we'll talk about the main subject of the day. Not really, but we have this guy, Scott DeWorkin, because he ain't working that hard if he on here fucking dropping these absolute garbage takes. Who else agrees that Gavin C. Newsom would be a better president by far than Donald No Deals Trump could ever be? I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Trump's been making a lot of deals. So obviously I answered this. I said, let's look at your argument with the facts. How is California doing? Oh, wait. Never mind. So, again, I'm based. Again, 6 views on that. Fucking 1 like. And then, of course, there's other stuff that I have replied to, and we're gonna cover this Irish stuff here soon. That's I think this second thing on our agenda today, and fuck, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. What a world we live in. What a world. But we're gonna get into it. So like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Let's get into the first vidya. The first vidya is, well, Los Angeles. Looters empty 63 LA stores. Mayor panics as sanctuary devours itself. And boy, howdy, am I excited to get into this one.
Smash and grab crooks came armed with pepper spray, but they didn't count on the clerk having some too.
So California's crime wave is not slowing down, making this place officially a war zone, where armed thieves are now making moves at all hours of the day.
And Newsom just said that they don't need troops in San Francisco, yet this is Los Angeles. And this guy, right before we started this video, on X, he thought that Newsom is going to be a better president for the country. He can't even run the state of California, let alone a whole country.
Robbing homes and businesses like there's no
What a
tomorrow.
stupid fucking
Meanwhile,
take.
local sanctuary police only seem to
Look at
arrive
this shit.
after the chaos has ended. And because of California's revolving door legal system, it looks like the mayhem here is gonna continue.
All the guys that they've been arresting as of late have had like 30 fucking charges. I am fucking sorry. When are we going to implement, if it's 3 strikes and you're out as a baseball batter, like, it should be 3 strikes, you're fucking out with crime. What the fuck? I don't even care if it's nonviolent. Like, if you've done fraud 3 fucking times, then that's it. I'm sorry. If you're a thief and you've stole things 3 times, I'm sorry, you're done, son. Welcome to the labor camp in which we manufacture number 2 pencils exclusively.
Until there's nothing left.
The fuck?
It all started with a young man holding open the door,
Hey.
and then all of a sudden the mob storms inside, heading straight for the display cases with plastic bags in hand. The employee pulls something from behind his back.
What I gotta
and
do to get
points
through the
it at them,
obsidian? Oh.
then drops it and grabs pepper spray
This beat
instead.
goes hard, I ain't
Do you
gonna lie.
believe they were watching us?
In this angle, you can see a black car pull up and then 3 people with masks and hoodies get out and walk toward
Hey.
a side gate.
All of a sudden, he realized they're burglars.
It was closing time when a large group of men vandalized the taco truck.
They hitting everything. They're hitting houses, taco trucks. Jesus Christ. Oh, keep in mind this is the Hollywood fucking hills. The hopes and dreams of California live here. Oh my God, brother.
and assaulted the employees. During the
What are
attack,
we
the violent
doing?
mob yelled expletives in
What
English
is
and Spanish.
this?
LA County today voting to declare a state of emergency that gives them power to provide assistance for residents they say have suffered financially from ongoing federal immigration raids.
Funds for
Where are they getting this funding? Dead ass. Like, I know a lot of rich people live here, but surely. Come on, brother. Y'all ain't funding this. Surely.
Rent will be available
You're not
to
that
people
dumb,
who
lad.
apply via an online portal, and that's supposed to be launched within 2 months. Now, they're also reporting that local state of emergency can funnel state money for legal aid as well as other services.
The sanctuary of California is imploding. Yes, sir.
So if your Los Angeles business is struggling, the city will help you out as long as you blame ICE for all your problems. And
That
what
figures.
nobody's talking about is this anti-law enforcement attitude is exactly why many of California's sanctuaries are falling apart in real time, and why the crime problems here are only
That's so
getting worse.
insane. It's a fucking taco truck. At the most, they got maybe $1,000, $2,000. After they pay each other, right? They probably got about that much. They're not it. This isn't Chick-fil-A. This isn't McDonald's. Like, they're not racking in hundreds of dollars per hour. Like, yeah, they might have some good days, but like this is Joe Schmo. This is small time. Like, why? You could get more money breaking into a Nike store, stealing a bunch of Jordans and reselling them than you would have ever gotten from harming any of these individuals in this taco truck and robbing their fucking register they probably got off of eBay.
You see, it's one thing to
The
hate
fuck,
on
man?
police and defund them. And it's one thing to be a sanctuary city that harbors criminals and attracts them. But when you start funding those who benefit from
I'm gonna let it play a little bit, but like, when are we gonna call this treason, right? Like, legitimately, when are we gonna call it treason? And if you don't want to call it treason, you know what you should do? Fill California with illegals. Fill them. Every single city, just bring them in by the buses and plane loads. And then make a public statement that if they leave California, they're automatically deported. Like, make it California's problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the people in New York, right? Like, grab the people in New York and we're gonna ship their ass all the way to California. We're just gonna fill California with illegals, and then we're going to shut the California border off, right? Anybody who tries to come through, instantly deported. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You're gone. You're gone. Bye-bye. You can live freely in California, just California. I think we do that because California overwhelmingly votes in favor of these things so often. I think that we just make it their problem. Rich communities, non-rich communities, don't matter. Fill them up. Everybody gets an illegal. Everybody gets to give them housing, give them food, give them jobs, everything. Collect the taxes off of them. Use them as fucking slave labor, whatever they want to do. Make it their problem. But also make it so that if they ever leave, you're done. You're done. Snagged up, sent back to whatever country you came from. That's what I think. Because all the good people in California will run. They'll leave. They'll move out of California. So only the bad people who care about the optics are going to stay. So we take advantage of those people and we force them to stay if they try to leave. And then they can look after all the all the illegals. They're like the full-time babysitters, if you will.
Lawlessness, you're gonna have real problems. And now, predatory businesses that benefited from an open border hire people illegally, they're gonna get a bailout?
They're gonna bail out that weed farm that was using underage kids as slave labor. Historically not a great optics choice if you care about optics.
That's crazy. Meanwhile, there are so many criminals in this
Look
place
at this
that
bullshit.
plundering.
Bro is showing up to a heist with an Adidas bag.
That's crazy. Meanwhile, there are
He's rocking up with the full red Adidas bag to break into a shop, and this poor guy is just sitting here like, oh, fuck. And so is this guy down here in the corner. Oh, you guys can't see him. There's another guy right down here with his fucking groceries, bro. Yeah. Hey, I'm convinced that more and more every day California isn't real, bro. I'm convinced California is not real. There's no way. There's no way this you could let it go this bad.
so many criminals in this place that plundering a law-abiding business or committing robbery.
Look
now
at this shit. There's 30 fucking people in here.
That
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people at this one, right? This guy, he sees what's going on. He's like, oh, fuck that. He's looking, they're looking at each other. Oh, the guy who's sitting down and the fucking guy right there, they're looking at each other and they're like, oh, fuck. Hey, they out. They don't want no part of it, bro.
Plundering a law-abiding business or committing
Brother, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people? Oh my God. What are they doing?
robbery now happens all the time in broad daylight. Thugs no longer feel the need to conceal their activities because they're unafraid of any consequence for their behavior. Which brings us to the real reason this place is turning into a total war zone. You can't encourage lawlessness and fund lawlessness and not expect total anarchy to take over, which is exactly what's
insane.
happening. And no business or homeowner here wants to
Oh
be the
my
next sob
God.
story, losing everything after.
Bro, it's a convenience shop and they just ripping that shit up. I'm so glad I don't fucking live in California. Holy shit. Bro, I'm surprised they're not wheeling out the ice cream machine. What the fuck, man?
Years of success are annihilated by mere minutes of crime. But sadly, that's what's happening all over the place. Yet local officials say it's ICE's fault businesses are shutting down. It's ICE's fault these places can't pay their bills, which totally disregards the grave these people have
That's
been digging for
insane.
themselves in California for decades.
Yep. This is what I'm saying. They have been voting and voting and voting and voting for this over and over and over and over and over. So when can we, if we can't make them held accountable by charging them with treason, locking up Gavin Newsom for life, or fucking giving him a public display of death or something like a death penalty, you know, like just like broadcast like the electric chair or something, you know, like truly hold somebody accountable. Because when you do that, right, there'll be some emotional like backlashers right away. But everybody who's also in his position, who's doing the same thing, immediately they're going to roach out. They're going to roach out immediately. And you'll see all of these mayors and these governors, they go out so fast. And these criminals get snatched up incredibly quick. Look at that. This is what I was saying. This is Adidas shop. And they just break it in. Is that why my Adidas were fucking late from Amazon? These Adidas, these sandals had like a fucking 2-week, 3-week delay. Is this why they were delayed? Because I got them directly from Amazon, from the Adidas store on Amazon. And this wasn't like a third party, like, got sent to me from fucking Joe Schmo who lives in Kentucky, right? This was from California. What the fuck? Hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna have to interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast. Actually, I'll just check on my phone real quick. Where's my phone? Where's my phone at? Hold on. We're gonna look. We're gonna check my Amazon right now. We're gonna check my Amazon right now. I'm gonna see where this came from. If this came from LA, then I know. Then I know. I can't confirm. And it might have still came from LA, but it just shipped out from a different county, you know? But there was a delay on my fucking package by like 2-3 weeks, something like that. Or let's see. Where are they at? Oh, is that it? Here they are. So I don't know when this happened, so I might be talking out my ass. Let's see. Um, no. No, they didn't come from LA. So y'all got off this time. Y'all got off this time. No, they did come through. Oh my God. Port Allen, LAUS. I'm not even kidding. Hold on, let me make sure there's no information on here that'll dox me. All right, we're good. See, right there. Port Allen. And Baton Rouge, LA Processing Center. And then it ended up in Texas. That's crazy. That's insane. Through USPS. That's gnarly. Also, relax. I don't think this is the reason that happened. Okay, chill out.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was funny though.
Yeah,
It was funny. It was funny.
It's not a thriving environment for anything except more criminal behavior, which continues to take over more and more of this sanctuary on a daily basis.
Aquí están las personas detenidas, chicos. Executing a lawful criminal search warrant that was signed and approved by a federal judge.
So we're now protecting one type of business that benefits from illegal activity while those who don't get nothing? That's crazy. And it seems totally unfair that businesses losing millions because of state-sponsored robberies and burglaries don't get a state of emergency as well, when it's the state that's refused to lock up these criminals and in some cases has attracted criminals because of its sanctuary.
At the very least, it's criminal negligence. Like, I don't understand why these businesses, they don't get together, right? These businesses that have been affected, because some of these businesses are under the umbrellas of major corporations. Why are they not getting together and filing one massive lawsuit that would literally bankrupt all of California? Why? Why not? You can clearly prove that criminal negligence was done here by these repeat offenders let loose in the streets over and over. In these Band-Aid slap on the wrist laws, that's what you should call them, slap on the wrist laws. Ban them, ban all of them. I want to make every law as like medieval as fucking possible, because that would bring the rates of everything down to like 2%. if if you stealing from the local fucking come and go gas station meant that you had your hand cut off by a headsman's axe, there'd be a lot less theft. That's for sure. That's for sure. And especially nowadays when you can't even go outside without people knowing that if you've spit at least once or twice, like the amount of surveillance that is currently being used is still nothing. Because there is places out there in the world who are even more surveilled. Like a good example of this, um, in a place that I actually want to go eventually, is Shenzhen in China. I want to go there so bad because, like, when you talk about like the rumors of China and Japan being more technologically advanced than America, that's what they're talking about. You can't even look like they could get on the cameras in Shenzhen and they could figure out how many times you looked left the whole time you were there. Just looked like that. They could literally count how many times you did this. Because that's how many cameras and how technologically recorded everything is in that city. It's insane. It's insane. They have stores there with fucking crazy amounts of gold. That an entire district actually that is just fucking gold everything. Gold statues, gold bracelets, gold fucking necklaces, everything. But they don't have to worry about anybody stealing it because if you did, you would get caught so insanely fast that there'd just be no point. You'd probably make it like fucking 2 minutes from the fucking place and you'd be done. They'd have either shot you already or they would have fucking snagged you up and hauled you off to prison. And then they would have just brought the items back and like just walked them back into the store. So you can freely leave everything out and you can just walk around and touch shit because that's how insanely surveilled it is. Now, do I want any sort of entity having that level of surveillance and control over my life? No. Because everything also in that city is done by app. So, like if you pay for things, cards and cash, they don't exist. You pay with an app. And there's like two different app options that you can use, right? And it's actually insane. It's actually insane. But I do find it to be very interesting and very cool. I would love to experience it at some point in my life. I'm not one of those like fucking China bad fucking people, right? I think there's a lot that we could learn from a place like Saudi Arabia. There's a lot that we could learn from a place like China, from a place like Japan, right? And there's also things that I think here in the US that we need to stay fucking sturdy on and not do like Europe is doing and throwing all those fucking things out the window and getting their country absolutely obliterated. And in some places on the verge of fucking civil war.
Policies that won't turn fugitives over to the federal government. And as you're about to see, all this does is tell the criminal underworld in this place to keep on rolling, which is exactly what it's doing. If you travel internationally, you know the hassle of trying to use your phone somewhere else. Roaming charges are
Oh, we got some sort of fucking ad here, it looks like, yeah. All right, we'll skip past that. But, WAD.
Video.
You can see at least 3 people dressed in all black wearing hoodies ransacking this bedroom of an Encino home. You can see one of them going into a closet. At one point in the video, you can even hear one of the burglars speaking with someone on what appears to be a walkie-talkie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we good? Yeah, y'all good.
That sounds like a lookout who's out in the street.
Bro, they're so comfortable with this shit that they just got full-on heist operations going on. That's insane. And all of this shit is recorded. on seemingly the worst quality security camera ever, but I mean, it is still recorded. Like, what the fuck?
Watching to make sure that the police aren't on their way, that the homeowner's not coming back. This is a sophisticated operation with multiple people involved in it. And the idea that this guy right here wearing all black, that he got up.
The crazy part is they have enough time as well, and I don't know if he'll mention this. They've had enough time to do this over and over again and then get let out again, that they've had time to perfect this and actually do a complex job. Like, normally, like, it's kind of insane to me that they've had enough time to trial and error the best way to burglarize somebody's home.
This morning and had a job and a family and just said, you know what, I'm not going to go to work and provide for my family today. I'm going to go out and rob homes with my friends, and just made an accidental wrong choice. I mean, that's just a totally ridiculous fallacy. These are professional criminals. These are people who are protected by a justice system that handicaps police.
You know what the hot take might be for a lot of people? I don't think they're professionals at all. I think they're fucking retards. But I think they've been forgiven for their mistakes so many times that they just seem smart. I honestly think they got to this point through trial and error. That's what I think. Because I guarantee you, you pick any of these people up and you throw them in fucking jail, they'll have like a 40 fucking charge rap sheet.
Doesn't have enough police, and that strings these homes.
Since they're black, we gotta let them go. They're illegal. They don't have a social security number. We gotta let them go. What? Bruh. And I know there's gonna be a bunch of people, that's racist. You can't say that. Yeah, I can. Unfortunately, I can. Because there's a lot. There's a lot. Right? And look, there's white people doing this shit too, I'm sure. But I'm not fucking blind, right? You might want to fucking, imagine a world where that's not the case. But it is the case. It is the case. And it's a case a lot more often than it's the case the other way. Sorry, not sorry. That's reality.
Homeowners and the law-abiding out to drive. And where's the bailout for these people whose bedroom is getting torn apart right now? Where's the bailout for...
Look at this shit.
The people whose backyards are getting busted into and their homes ransacked. That's not happening.
The LAPD says this burglary happened on October 12th, early in the afternoon.
The afternoon.
They say at least 3 to...
Bro. Oh, my God. Middle of the day. Middle of the day, lad.
4 people were involved.
And this is a nice home, too. This has got to be like an upper-class home. This isn't no low-class, middle-class family. This is an upper-class family.
They don't care.
No.
They just come in.
And here in North Hollywood, Leah Young says burglars attempted to break into her home on
Look at this shit.
About 3:45 in the afternoon.
What's wild about this is it's broad daylight. Any security camera can capture way more detail in broad daylight. That's why if you're a thief, the best thing you can do is strike at night. It conceals your activity. But look, these people, they don't care about that. They're just walking around the property, looking in the windows. They're not worried about the neighbors. They're not worried about the police. They're not even worried about the homeowner.
Watching us leave and saw us back out of our driveway.
Young says her husband was home at the time on a Zoom call. She shared this video.
Bro. Could you imagine? Imagine I'm here recording a video right now, and I'm in like some upstairs like office or something, and I got some fucking video like this playing. I don't hear anything, right? And say, like, for instance, I don't have a dog to, fucking bark and like fucking snap me out of it and be like, oh shit, what the fuck? I didn't hear these people come in. I didn't hear them opening any drawers because, like, a lot of these videos, these people aren't so stupid as to just make blatant noise. Like, they're very quiet. Very quiet. They'll tiptoe around. They'll triple, quadruple check every fucking angle you might see them from. That's insane. It's insane to think that someday I could wake up, or someday I could be recording a video like this if I lived in a place like this, and I could come downstairs to like 4 fucking masked individuals in my fucking house, just fucking yanking all my goddamn shit. What the fuck?
With NBC4, in this angle, you can see a black car pull up and then 3 people with masks and
Bruh.
hoodies get out and walk toward a side gate.
They're
All of
driving a
sudden, he
BMW.
realized they have masks and they're hooded.
This is what I'm saying. They got nice cars. They showing up in fucking nice sneakers. They got the one dude had in the fucking a bright red and white Adidas bag, duffel. Like, what the fuck?
They're burglars.
In this part of the video, you can hear her husband.
Oh, there they go.
Burglars then take off running.
Okay, so he did. So he must not have had headphones on, because like if you're in a Zoom meeting, you got headphones on, you probably ain't noticing that. But you know, you got dogs and stuff. You know, that's nice. That's nice. Good early warning sign.
Jumped
Wow.
up, ran.
They were watching this home. They already knew that they wanted to go in there. And
this is why I think they're dumb. Because like if you've been staking this home, wouldn't you have known that they have dogs? Like legitimately. Wouldn't you have known that they had dogs if you were staking this home out? You've been okay, so it's a man, it's a woman, they don't have kids. Oh, they got 2 dogs. Fuck. Right? And it's like, yeah, sure, you know. Like, I don't know. I don't know that many black people, but most of the black people that I know, even from other countries, like I know a couple people from Jamaica. Every black person I know is at the best sketched out by dogs. They're not full on. Well, like the Jamaicans, I guess they told me that they got a big problem in Jamaica when it comes to like street dogs and shit. So like they're deathly afraid of dogs. Like when I used to bring my dog around work, which I don't, like tourist season, there's way too many fucking people. So I just don't, because I don't have time to fucking micromanage her and do my job. So when tourists are around, I don't bring her along. Right. Off season, sure. But yeah, so when I did bring her, they shat themselves. To be fair though, one of them was like, no, just no, don't come near me. Don't even be within 20 feet. And I said, oh, I respect it. You know, if that's your life, that's what you went through. Hey, I respect your boundaries, right? And the other girl, she was okay. She was okay. Like she was still afraid, right? But she was okay enough to like she would pet, right? Because like one of my coworkers, he also has a dog, but he's got like a little what the fuck do you call them stupid things? Fuck, I can't think of the name of it. Dachshund. He has a Dachshund. And if you guys don't know what a Dachshund is, it's just a little tiny, like almost like wiener dog. Like it's a tiny little dog, right? And they think it's cute, so like it didn't bother either of them, even though they're both deathly afraid of dogs. But as you all know, my dog is an American Pit Bull Terrier, and as you all know, one of the most fucking owned dogs on the planet is an American Pit Bull Terrier or some type of bully breed, right? Which is more often the case. It's just a bully breed and not specifically an American Terrier. But I digress. Point being is that she looks intimidating for a lot of people who are afraid of bully breed dogs. So they saw a 60-pound meat missile who wants nothing but human affection. They instantly shat themselves. So But to be fair, the one girl, she did come around, right? She came around, she started petting her and stuff. She's like, "Oh my God, I never expected a dog to be like this." And I was like, "Yeah, most dogs are like this. You're just, you come from an unfortunate place, but here in America, most people are pretty good about, having a well-mannered dog. Like, and there are still like a fair few like bad apples out there. Talking to all you extendo leash fucking faggots. Knock it off, dude. Knock it off with the extendo leash. I swear to God, I would ban those things in a heartbeat, and I would fine anyone $50,000 if they fucking used one post the cutoff date. Dead ass. Dead ass. I would say 30 days to give up your extendo leash or 50K. 50K. And 45 of it would go to a local shelter, right? So the state would take a $5,000 cut, and then the rest of it would go to a local shelter, and it would be a mandatory thing, not even a like it's written into law thing. Like there's not like a what's like 5%, no, there's no skimming off the top, none of that stuff. Fuck you. Most of it goes to the shelter, rest of it goes, because unfortunately it is still a widespread thing. Not enough people are getting trained on these dogs, man.
These are not random acts of crime. These are not opportunistic
No, they're
criminals
organized.
that just see something happening and decide to take action. No, they've
Brother, what the hell happened to those bins?
got a plan. They know where they're going. They know what's inside, and they know about how much money they'll be able to make from it. And that is just incredibly frightening when you think about it. They're not robbing homes that don't have treasure inside. And as you're about to see, they're not robbing businesses without anything inside of them either.
Sudden, the mob storms inside, heading straight for the display cases with plastic bags in hand. A wild pepper spray showdown explodes as suspects spray back
This
without
is crazy.
hesitation.
Look at them just cleaning the
What
place
feels
out.
like minutes lasts only seconds.
Seconds.
And the thieves bolt out the
That's another shitty part, is that you can't defend yourself with overwhelming force. This is why this shit doesn't happen anywhere that's like a pro-gun state. That shit doesn't happen there. The reason it doesn't happen there is because these people would be dead. And in some counties, in Florida specifically, they prefer that you do shoot them so you don't have to waste taxpayer dollars housing and feeding these fuckers.
door with bags for the phones
And I agree.
and computers.
This is lawlessness, and it's so frightening that things have fallen to this level where you essentially
Right.
have anarchy on the streets. This is what you get if you don't enforce the law and you don't lock up criminals. No criminal who thinks there's serious
Look at that
consequences for
shit!
their actions is going to do something like
What the fuck? Look at the frame here. Also, what the hell? Is bro shirtless? What the fuck shop is this? Is this some sort of like weird fucking shirtless consignment shop? I'm very confused on why they're even hitting this place. Like an old like collector's shop or something? They run coins through here. I'm very confused right now. All these cases are empty. What the fuck are they breaking in here for? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these fucking people here.
this in the
Oh
middle
my
of the day when they
god.
could
Oh my god.
get caught. And
Bro!
store owners
There's like fucking 20 people now. In broad daylight.
know that in a place, a law and order place that locks
Bro!
these people up, makes them do time, makes them pay back damages, that the likelihood of something like this happening is very slim. But apparently, this
And a shop this small, that's all it takes, man. These people are probably out of business. Like, bro didn't even have a shirt on his back, and they busted down his bars. Fuck.
store, it's one of three,
Jesus.
and all three have been robbed at some point over the last few months. So it's like
Several times?
thieves are looking at this business at all of its locations and have made a plan to clear out each store. Now, how do you do that if these are random acts of theft, as we're supposed to believe by
Bro. Bro.
Criminalization experts who like to tell us, oh, yeah, you know, putting people in jail is bad for society. I mean, look, leaving these criminals on the street so
How is it they make it good for society? Make it good for society that these people are thrown in fucking prison. I'm telling you, if we just force these people to do labor, then they could manufacture goods for the US, which would then not only bring the cost of those goods to a very, very, very minute amount. So we could compete with China prices. 2, it gets them off the fucking street and it makes people safe. 3, you could have an automatic kill rule where if they act up while they're in the labor camp, it's automatic death. And then 4, and this is the part that, you know, people are probably going to give me the most backlash on. We could make it a morally 3 out of 10 place to live. Dead ass. It would be like a very tiny studio apartment. And you get that apartment, you get a game console or, you know, like a not like a game console that can be connected to like the overall like internet. It would be like a LAN console, like the internet access is disabled. But there's like a subset of like games and stuff that they can play, you know, like a game library, you know. So like they can entertain themselves, you know, watch the news or something, you know. Since, you know, they're not allowed to vote anymore or nothing, they're just a laborer now. Like that's their only job in life is to wake up, go to the shop floor, make number 2 pencils, go back to their cell, play video games, have their hour of outside time, you know, typical prison shit. You know, get your 3 meals of slop a day, you know. But this time like we can actually like increase the quality of the average meals. Because once they start making enough goods and we start turning a good profit, then we could self-fund the prisons and then also increase like the niceness of the prison. So it's like they never left society, but they're also just not allowed to participate in society ever again. So, you know, we just, you know, cuz like way back in the day, like there was that guy who's like his only job was to like bring mail from like one town to the other town and then go back to that town. Like that was his only job, right? It was a very simple task. You take this, you hand it to the people at the counter at the next town over and then you go home. It's a very like repetitive just do this every day all day. That's it. That's your only job. So if we just do that for them, put their whole life on training wheels and make it self-funded so then we actually get something out of it, the ones who actually participate in society and who are nonviolent and don't cause any problems. I think that's fucking perfect. I think that's great. I think that's great.
that they can plan where to commit crime and make that their full-time job, that's worse for society than a jail full of people experiencing consequences for evil behavior.
LA County today voting to declare a state of emergency that gives them power
State of emergency.
to provide assistance for residents they say have suffered financially from ongoing federal immigration raids. The move allows the LA County Board of Supervisors to provide rent relief for tenants who have fallen behind as a result of the crackdown on immigrants. The immigration raids.
That's crazy. So if you are benefiting from a formerly open U.S. border, or you're benefiting from illegal immigration in some way, and now you don't have any money, they will give you money. That is just absolutely crazy. They're saying that the cause of this state of emergency are Americans doing the job of protecting America inside our country, removing fugitives from the street. They find gang members. They find people linked to Tren de Aragua and Mexican cartels living in these sanctuary cities. That's who they're pulling off the street. And the state is going to say, oh, we need a state of emergency because fugitives are being removed from America. That's crazy. And as you're about to see, there are states of emergency in California. It's just they're not getting any attention for some reason. Look at these guys.
Closing time when a large group of men vandalized the taco truck and assaulted the employees. It happened Sunday night at midnight. During the attack, the violent mob yelled expletives in English and Spanish. The owner didn't want us to show his face or use his name out of concern for his safety.
Yeah, this is like a gang destroying small businesses, probably in some sort of extortion attempt, or maybe they were hired by a competitor to come and destroy these taco trucks and put these guys out of business, teach them not to come around this part of the neighborhood anymore. That's a state of emergency. These are the businesses that really need a bailout. And you don't even have to bail out businesses affected by this type of state of emergency. You've just got to fund your police force. You've just got to catch these people that aren't even wearing masks and put them behind bars. Jails and jumpsuits make a lot of sense to people who run around with baseball bats and break things that belong to the law-abiding. But if we're not
had a shovel.
going to give them that, why are we surprised that any of what we're witnessing here is happening? Why are we surprised at all that this real state of emergency exists in this place and is state-sponsored to an extent because the state doesn't want to end it? But as you're about to see, there are some opportunistic angles to the crime being committed in California. In fact, there's so much crime, some people are just getting robbed randomly by professionals who are on their way to do something much worse.
And then all of a sudden, I hear...
Bro. So a gang of these people just popped out the whip and ran up on a guy in broad daylight.
Some yelling behind me. I turn around and there were 3 masked men, all dressed in black, and they threw this guy down on the ground. They weren't turning him around. They were like ripping the jewelry off of him. He had a necklace. They ripped it off. They took his watch, and they had 2 guns, and there was a crowbar because there were 3 people.
That's crazy.
That attacked him, and then there was one person in the car that when they got back in the car, they just drove away.
Now, what's fascinating about this is these guys, look what they're wearing. They're wearing the same outfits as our home invaders from earlier. They're all dressed up. They're totally concealed. They look like they're headed to either rob a home or to ransack a store. They're armed. They're in a crew. It's the middle of the afternoon. They were on their way.
This is what I'm saying. I don't think that these criminals are very smart. But I do think that they have been given the unique opportunity of time. And eventually, even as stupid as you can be, you can still learn from your mistakes. If you're stupid, it doesn't mean you won't learn. It just means it'll take more time. Well, unfortunately, California has given them all the time in the world to learn from these mistakes. Because I guarantee you, all of these guys that you've seen in this video have been at least caught 4 or 5 times. Each time it was for a different reason. One time it was because they didn't have gloves on. They nabbed the fingerprints, they went and got the guy. Another time they didn't have their face covered, camera caught him, they identified him and caught him and brought him in, right? Over and over and over again, these things happen, right? Maybe a tattoo on the arm. So they know to wear long hoodies now. So all of these things lead up to them gaining experience. And when you gain experience, you don't gain intelligence, but you gain wisdom. And in wisdom is like another way to subvert the same sort of regulations and boundaries that you would face if you were somebody who was trying to do the same thing, but you were intelligent from the start. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird way to it won't make things exactly equal, but it'll make them competitive. I'll say it that way.
Way to do something else, and they saw this guy on the street, and they said, "You know what? Let's make a quick pit stop here at the drive-thru and commit
Literally, their mentality would just run his pockets quick and keep going.
What's essentially a drive-by
Brother.
robbery.
They weren't even following him. They just stopped, saw him walking, and just threw him on the ground and stole everything.
Yep.
They were on their way to rob something else. They were on their way to do something worse, and they saw a target, and they said, you know what, we're going to take it. And that right there is a state of emergency. When you've got criminals who are on their way to do something and they commit more crimes on the way over there, they obviously fear nothing. They obviously know that nothing is going to happen. They know they can pull off a heist and escape and then go do their other heist. They're not worried at all. And is the state going to help in any way to stop this from happening? Of course not. They're too busy with other things.
Funds for rent will be available to people who apply via an online portal, and that's supposed to be launched within 2 months.
That's
now,
so
they're also
wild.
reporting that local state of emergency can funnel state money for legal aid as well as other services. Now,
so people who are in the country illegally in Los Angeles, they're going to get money for lawyers. They're going to get money for rent. And businesses that hired fugitives who shouldn't even be here, who likely committed identity fraud to even get that job in the first place, disenfranchising the community that we're told is under assault by ICE, those people that hired them, they're going to get help too. So what we're doing here is we're propping up a criminal enterprise. And we shouldn't be surprised that criminals get the message in California that, you know what, in this place, you're protected. In this place, we don't have enough police to stop you. If we do catch you, you'll likely be released because a lot of your actions have already been decriminalized. On top of that, if you're in the country illegally and you need help with a lawyer, if you're going to get deported, we'll help you with that. We will give you money for that. We'll even help you pay your rent. That is so bizarre, but it totally explains why we're seeing California completely fall apart at this point. What do you think about that? Thank you for watching.
Absolutely fucking W video. Oh my God. I feel so fucking liberated, man. I've seen a Cash Jordan video before, but it was like through like secondhand exposure. So this is my first time actually reacting to the main content itself. Absolutely loved it. Give him a sub, give him a like. Fucking amazing video. It needs a way more than fucking 451K views. Come on, we can get those numbers up. We can get those numbers up. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed his videos. Oh, so good. So we're gonna continue our slaughter of Gavin Newsom and Gavin Newscomb. That's right. That's what the new breaking per multiple ICE sources. Jashan Preet Singh, the semi-truck driver suspected of killing 3 people in a DUI crash on the 10 freeway in Ontario, Canada yesterday, or Ontario, California. Yesterday is an Indian illegal. Is this Ontario, Canada? Surely not. Surely not. Is that Canada? Hold on. Let me. Moving on the freeway, devastating. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We'll look more into this in a second. Let's just read through it. Yesterday is an Indian illegal alien who was caught and released at the at the California border by the Biden administration in March of 2022. So it was in California. Okay. DHS photo of him attached via federal sources. I'm told ICE is placing a detainer request on Singh in San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office, where he is in custody on suspicion of DUI, causing great bodily injury and gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated. He has not been formally charged yet. Police say Singh was speeding and under the influence, never hitting his brakes when he crashed into slow-moving traffic on the freeway, causing a devastating and deadly chain reaction crash that killed 3 people. The victims have not been identified yet. And you want Gavin Newsom to run the fucking country? He can't even run California. You guys want him to run the country? So let's look this guy up. So this person, so obviously, this is going to be graphic content. So, look away, skip ahead, do whatever you got to do.
From inside a Freightliner truck, showing the
1, 2, 3, bang, all dead.
Ahead of it on the westbound 10
all
freeway in Ontario.
Dead.
A total of 8 vehicles involved in the crash. 3 people were killed. The truck driver arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of drugs.
Bruh.
For us officers, it's really horrific to see not just the deceased person, but knowing that that person's family is going to receive the worst possible news of their life.
All because someone was allegedly under the influence.
This is one of those.
All because they weren't supposed to legally fucking be here. And they were giving an operating license to a truck and then employed by a trucking company out of California. Again.
Those incidents that it could have definitely been preventable.
It happened just after 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. One of the victims identified as a 54-year-old man from Upland. 2 of the other people who died were burned so badly in the fire, they haven't been identified.
Oh my God, dude. And they don't even get to see their loved ones in the end because they were so burnt. That's fucking insane. The guy was 21 years old behind the wheel of a truck under the influence. Jesus. What the fuck? How? How do you let this happen? Like it's legitimately, it's insane to me. Oh my God, look at this. And this is a perfect example of how deadly semi-trucks are. Even the ones with the fiberglass fucking bodies on the front, they're still incredibly fucking deadly. With all that weight and momentum behind there, they have to hit you at a fraction of what you could hit them with to end your life completely without you even knowing it. Like, just 1 second and you're dead. Just gone. And you wouldn't even know. This is fucking... How do you let this happen? How? That's the governor of California, though. That's how he runs his state. So, I keep going. I'm wanting to go over there to search things. But yeah. Gavin Newsom continuing to get blood on his hands. It's insane. I just turned the music on. I gotta turn it back off. We're on to the next part of the video. Next part of the video. This Hassan shocking his dog thing has gotten so insanely out of hand. There's a song, official song, about the incident. So obviously you knew I was going to react to this. To be fair, I think I was extremely fair in that video of that context. But without a shadow of a doubt, there's definitely something going on because there's only like so many times where you can ignore the data in front of you to where you got to just be like, what the fuck? So, yeah, that's insane. That's insane. I have been seeing the clips. I have been seeing the clips. This shit's fucking nuts. This shit is nuts. Like, man, he can't exert control on anyone else, so he has to do it on an animal that can't fight him back. Well, to be fair, it could very much fight him back. But I still stick with what I said in that video. In that context of that video that I saw, I did not see signs of reactiveness, stress on the dog at that time. Now, there's other videos that call that into question, but that specific video of where the shock happened, you know, yeah.
Shot my dog, I can't stand.
No, they didn't. They didn't AI him in. There's no way.
Marks generated this shit.
Oh my god.
Shot my dog, I can't stop. Yeah. Shot my dog.
There's
until she drops. 2,000 volts straight in her top. Cause my dog can't stay in her spot. Yeah.
There's actually no way this is real, bro. Am I in a simulation? Is this my confirmation? I'm living in a simulation. What the fuck am I watching?
Her top. Cause my dog can't stay in her spot. Yeah. Got this remote on me like in my Glock. If Kaya tried to move, she out of love. She better know I don't give a fuck. She's getting off her place, she's getting strong. Gotta stay in that little place for 8 hours. She getting up, I can't allow her. She my Palestine, I got the power. I'm in my
Oh man.
She's getting off her place, she's getting.
Oh, using the clip too is so good.
Gotta stay in that little place for 8 hours. She getting up, I can't allow her. She my Palestine, I got the power.
Taking this clip is insanely good.
I'm in my electric ivory tower. Why she act like such a baby? When I show
No
her, she go
way.
crazy. Making me
Oh. I didn't know I needed this today, man. This is the last thing that I expected.
look bad on the stream. Gonna hit her with my power beam. I don't know why that stupid dog G up. She should know better not to call for help.
Not in the mix. There's no way he used that in the mix, bro.
Gonna hit her with my power beam. I don't know why that stupid dog G up. She should know better not to call for help.
That's so stupid.
Cause you already know where my stream is. I do some shit that would get me banned. Don't you know how much money?
Wait, but Hassan doesn't get banned. That's right. And when he does, it's like an optics ban. It's like a 24 hours, hey, just, take a nap, shock your dog a couple more times, and then, go live again.
I spent, that dog cost more than your mama ran. I got the most expensive breed. You know that's the one I need. That stupid dog is so spoiled. Yeah, one more time she getting boiled.
One more time, she's getting boiled? Oh, man.
With my dog to China. I'll eat her up, goodbye to Kaya.
There's no way he has him eating Kaya at the end of the video. Oh, this is the greatest thing I've seen on the internet today, man. Oh, hey, this shit was that was so good, man. Give him a like, give him a sub for that. Oh man. Bro, the internet is really just having a field day with this, aren't they, man? It's been like fucking 2, 3 weeks for this shit. I mean, every single day from Fox News to now this guy with 13K subs just fucking killing it with this mix. Oh my god. Man, it almost had me crying. That shit was funny, man. Holy shit. And of course, it gets put right next to Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, man. Oh, fuck. All right. That was a good reset because we got a lot of serious shit to talk about now. So that was nice. Good little laugh. Good little laugh. Hope y'all ready because it's about to get we about to get crazy with this shit. So, Ireland is on fire. Now, obviously, I showed this earlier, but I'm going to show it again for transparency's sake. So I obviously posted my thoughts on this already as it came out. Absolute W, Ireland. Keep burning. Keep pushing back. Keep fighting to save your country before it's too late. Throw out your parliament and elect new officials that put Ireland first, not Britain, not the UK. It's time you all let your Celtic blood give you the will to gain independence. And I stick by those words. I do. I think you need to throw out your parliament. They're not serving you as citizens of Ireland. They're not working in your best interest. It is time you got rid of them. And you can. You can walk right through the doors, escort them out, and then hold a vote to get somebody new in there. You have people who are actively fighting for you already. Granted, one of them, the one that I'm talking about is Conor McGregor, isn't exactly, he ain't exactly a morally good, but he could be the morality that you need to reset Ireland, to be Ireland first. So, you just got to let it, you got to let that blood flow, man. Let the blood flow, and I'm talking about the Celtic blood flow in your veins to give you that fucking extra oomph, right? It's crazy to think that even me, I'm part Irish, to think that the country that my ancestors come from, to a degree, um, is just falling the fuck apart. It's falling apart. Everything that made Ireland Ireland is just disappearing because they are living under the ideals of countries that have no caring on what happens to Ireland. That's insane. Insane. So yeah, that's what I think about it. So, with that in mind, let's get into the New York Post. Violent anti-immigrant riots erupt in Ireland following a sexual assault of a 10-year-old girl.
Violent anti-immigrant protests rocked Dublin for the second night in a row, following the alleged sexual assault by a migrant of a 10-year-old girl in the city. As tensions rise in the Irish capital, here's everything you need to know. Viral videos being shared on social media reveal a chaotic scene, as up to 1,000 angry demonstrators gathered outside the City West
Yeah,
Hotel
they're burning
on Tuesday
everything
night
down.
For a second night of protests. The situation outside of the sprawling hotel, which is now used to house asylum seekers, turned savage as protesters lit a police van on fire.
The worst thing that the Irish government did was not use that migrant as an example. I'm telling you, you need to bring these medieval laws back to reality, right? Like the good old days. The good old days. They should have taken a fucking sword and just fucking lopped that guy's head off in a public display after sentencing him with the death penalty, and the Irish citizens would be erupting in their favor. And they wouldn't even be talking about this immigration shit because you did the right thing. But now you've done the complete opposite thing, and you not only let the guy go, but he got off scot-free. And he wasn't even supposed to be there to begin with. See, he had already gotten a deportation order, but he just never left. So if you're not going to enforce your own laws, then what the fuck? At least that is the details that I am aware of the situation.
Threw bricks, set off fireworks, and hurled objects, including glass bottles, at police trying to hold them back.
This is also why you don't give up your guns, by the way. You see why this doesn't happen here in the U.S.? This is why. This is why this shit doesn't happen here. Because they know, government officials, everybody knows that if they don't go out and get these guys and they don't get rid of them, then the citizens are going to do it themselves because we have the firepower to do so. Right? See, I did see the video of them raiding the fucking hotel, and there was a bunch of fucking Irish fucking natives beating the fucking shit out of these migrants. I mean, they were just fucking running up on the place. And hey, your country, man, do what you got to do. That's what I think. I don't ever want to see people getting the shit beat out of them. But, you know, especially like innocent people, because like those migrants that they beat the fuck out of, maybe they did stuff, maybe they didn't do stuff. Who knows? Who knows? Hopefully, they're guilty of something, because otherwise they just got beat up because somebody else that they don't even know fucking went and fucked around, literally. So, what the fuck are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Because like we can either do it the medieval violent way now and do a course correction and prevent a future tragedy, or we can continue to go down this route. And eventually there's going to be a real tyrannical pull in one direction. And it'll either be the destruction of Ireland in the sense of immigrants take over and the Irish people get essentially stamped out. There's a fly in here, and I keep seeing it fly past my face, and it's fucking driving me nuts. I swear to God. Bro, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. Anyway, fucking sorry about that. I'm gonna try to catch his ass when I get a fucking chance here, but what was I saying? Oh yeah. So your only other option, aside from immigrants coming in, destroying the country, throwing everyone who's currently in parliament out of parliament, and taking it over for themselves and governing it themselves, is the complete opposite, which is the Irish people revolt the worst way possible. Everyone gets pulled out of that hotel. They all get executed. Their parliament gets executed. Everyone just gets dead left and right. And you think all this will never happen. Oh, it's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. It could be 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years. And there will be pure violence. Every single argument, and this is something you learn through psychology, is both backed and assured through violence. Every popular religion at some point in time was backed by conquest. Why do you think Christianity and Catholic and Methodist is as big as it is? It's because they conquered. They conquered the world, and they gave it the green light through the eyes of God. When you can't solve things with words, the only thing left is physicality. And that physicality, unfortunately, 10 times out of 10, no exceptions, ends in violence. Those who cannot enforce their will through violence will always lose. That is why it was the biggest mistake of their lives that they gave up guns to their governments. Because their governments have that overwhelming violence to assert their will. So now their only choice is to play the long game, and they have to elect people that will use those tools to their benefit. In a way, America did that already. We've already done that. And by we, I mean everybody who voted for Trump. Because I didn't vote. I haven't voted for literally anyone because every single president we've had so far has been such a royal fuck up in one way or another that I just can't give them my vote. I can't. I just can't. I can't. I don't want my name tied to any disgusting decision that they've made or how they carry themselves. So, yeah. So America did that already. They wanted a course correction. Trump was the one who's going to give them that course correction, and he has. He's currently all around the country wrangling people up like they're fucking steers, loading them up in trailers, hauling their asses the fuck out. I'm gonna get that fucker. Oh my god, dude. Bro. You know why? This is gonna be a weird tangent, but you know, it needs to be said. It needs to be said. Flies are the most, aside from like mosquitoes, like the most annoying thing. Like, actually, no, I think flies are more annoying. You know why? Because flies, they literally will buzz around your fucking head and piss you off, but they won't ever actually land on you to bite you. You know, the reason why I like mosquitoes more is because the mosquitoes are actually trying to get to you. So they'll land on you to try and bite you. So you can catch them as soon as they land, bang, smack their ass and they're dead, right? And if you're unfortunate in like their fucking little barb is about to go into you and you smack them, you shove the fucking barb into your arm and you're like, oh, fuck. But then it's like kind of nothing. So then it's fine. But you just, you know, that's the worst of it, right? But a fly, it'll never land. It'll avoid. Bro, it'll avoid and just fucking circle around you and just annoy the fuck out of you. I hate flies.
According to Sky News, the crowd even targeted a police helicopter with lasers. One police officer was injured and at least 6 arrests were made in the chaos, which the Irish Times described as 90 minutes of madness. According to the outlet, children were among the rioters, yelling anti-immigrant chants and attacking the police.
Good. Now, the attacking the police part, not so good. The anti-immigration part, abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. They should have never done it. I am okay with a radical pushback as long as it is somewhat tempered, right? These guys, they're just popping the fuck off, right? But in a way, I can also say that their government asked for this as well because they could have done the right thing, but they didn't. They could have done the right thing and they could have used him as their scapegoat. And they could have said, you know what this migrant did? Well, unfortunately, he ruined it for all of you. And they could have shipped out those migrants, and the Irish people would be so in with the Irish government, it'd be crazy. The Irish government would have like fucking 6 years of like goodwill that they could cash in and make more stupid decisions. But instead, they decided to cash all their checks, and now they're in debt. And the Irish people are here to collect that debt. And I fucking hope they do. And I hope more countries see this and they do this, right? Scotland, I'm looking at you. Sweden, I'm looking at you, right? These are all countries that used to be famous for its warriors. Let me remind you of that. Celtic warriors, right? The Scottish warriors, right? Swedes were everywhere at one point, right? They were so mixed in with Norwegians and fucking the Danish, right? Like in Germanics, like fucking there were Vikings of mixed blood between all of these different places everywhere in the world. They were conquerors, right? They never fucking took the sword to the chest while they were on their back. They took it while they were standing there, and they also stabbed you so then you would fall with them. Like that's the type of people that they used to be. I don't know what the fuck happened. But, at some point the simps took over and they stamped out anything that remained of the good, hardworking, well-intentioned people that were once proud and strong warriors. That's insane.
This is Ireland. This is our country. Get them out. Get them f***ing out. A woman reportedly yelled through a loudspeaker. Irish flags could be seen waving throughout.
Fuck
Earlier
yeah.
in the day, a 26-year-old man who has not been publicly identified, but who has been described by the Irish Times as African, appeared in court, where he was charged with the sexual assault of a child. He was assigned an Arabic interpreter for the proceedings. He is
So they
being
did
accused
charge
of
him.
assaulting the 10-year-old girl, who is in state care, on Monday, October 20th, at Garter Lane in Saggart, which is located.
See, this is what I was wondering about. Okay. So I did see some context that this girl was like part of some program and she like got away, or like she like ditched out or something, or she just fucking dipped, and she somehow ended up at that hotel with that migrant.
Located very close to the City West Asylum Center. I have nothing to say, the man reportedly told the judge after the charges were read. The public outcry and response following the assault comes 2 years after 3 young children were stabbed in 2023, which also led to a riot in Dublin that shocked the public. The suspect in that case was originally from Algeria, which sparked the anti-immigrant display of violence. The police commissioner at the time described the arson and vandalism that took place as led by a lunatic hooligan faction driven by a far-right ideology. Official
Of course they're going to do that. Of course they're going to do that. They're going to say, "Hey, this is their side." And you know what's kind of funny? I'm looking at this as a parallel to our current situation in the US. Who's the ones who are currently running around burning shit down and fucking assassinating people, fucking openly advocating for murder, celebrating the death of others? It's the left. It's the left, right? Predominantly the left, who are also the lost and also the minority, right? Like the No Kings protest bullshit, right? There's a bunch of geriatric, dumb fuck ass people. 7 million people, 7 million dumb fuck ass people who live off the government. This shit is crazy. And then they was like, "Oh yeah, we had an amazing turnout, the world was watching." No, they weren't. America wasn't watching. You know what 7 million people are in America? 2%. 2%. If there was ever it's like approximately 2% of the US population. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared. We all went to work. We all went home. We all went on with our lives. We didn't even notice y'all fuckers were gone. What a bunch of actual fucking clowns. So yes. Now, you take that and you flop it. Now, the Irish, they're doing the same thing. But the difference is, ones labeled as the far right are the people being violent this time. And that problem, that, well, in itself is really the problem. Is it good to be violent and show that you won't stand for a certain type of behavior by your government? Sure. I do think that there is a point where you need to make a statement. And if that statement had to be made through violence, that's unfortunate. But the only reason I'm going to give it a pass is because they did try words. They've tried words for years. But there's too many people in Ireland who still are somehow trapped by their left-winged fucking ideology and whatever the optics game, the propaganda game is that is there is good enough to keep people voting in the direction where they can continue to assault and corrupt everyday life in Ireland, which is another bucket list place I want to go, unfortunately. And I might go there, and it's going to look like this fucking van right here. That's crazy.
Have also responded to the latest incident with dismay. Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan released a statement saying, "The weaponizing of a crime by people who wish to
Bro, they got the ponies out, lad.
Is not unexpected. This is unacceptable and will result in a forceful response." Commissioner Justin Kelly also offered his take, saying, "This was obviously not a peaceful protest. The actions this evening can only be described as thuggery. This was a mob intent on violence."
Yeah, I don't know why these commissioners, they don't fucking take it into their own hands. Because you know what I would have done? If I was a commissioner, and I mean, these guys are probably just doing their jobs, but if I was a commissioner I've been around, like, let's say I've been the commissioner for 8 years, right? And I've seen how this stuff has played out for so many years and how they've just let people go. Like, surely you're aware of this stuff, right? You're aware of these situations, right? So, if I was a commissioner, what I would do would be to meet with these people who are rioting. I would literally walk, beeline it, and then I would say, guess where we're going? Not to the police station. And I would use that police force that was sent there with me, and I would take them under my command, and I would say, this is what we're doing. And I would go throw out the parliament right then and there. If your duty is to serve the will of the people, right? Your livelihood is literally paid for by those people, assumably. I don't know how fucking the Irish economy works, but assuming that it's similar to the U.S. and the police are funded by the citizens, and your duty is to protect the citizens, and the way that you have to protect them is to throw them out, but the people who are in charge are not letting you throw them out, well, then you hold the people who are in charge accountable. And if I was the commissioner, I would overrule every bit of law in that country. I would become a dictator overnight. And I would walk in there with all of those citizens, with all of the police at my back, and I would fucking throw everyone out. Throw them out. All of them. And I wouldn't have said a word to anyone. I would simply say, this is your new orders. You disobey me, you die. That's it. Like a dictator. Until the goal was achieved. And then it'd be like, all right, now that the goal's been achieved, I will oversee the process of a new vote for new officials to put Ireland first. It would be a hostile takeover to be then turned into a republic, a democratic republic, not a democracy. Democracy is a failure on every metric. Same with a dictatorship. Because the only time a dictatorship works well is when the dictator themselves are well-meaning, right? And the instant that changes is the instant it goes wrong. There's no safeguards, right? That's why a dictatorship sucks. Democracy sucks even worse because it's a kumbaya, everybody has a voice bullshit that leads always to the destruction of everyone involved. Everyone, every time in every part of history, democracy has failed, and it's shown time and time again. The minute that the U.S. stops treating its government like a republic and it throws that out for full-on democracy is the minute the U.S. dies. Every point in history that democracy has tried, it has always failed. So, that's how it goes. Moving on to the next heavy-handed topic of the day. This happened in Sweden. This is very recent. This is Swedish Maya, 16-year-old who was attacked and raped by Eritrean Mohammed when she was on her way home from work. He was not sentenced to deportation because the rape didn't last long enough. Yes, folks, the rape was not a sufficient duration to sentence this person. You would think this is a bizarre joke, but this is a court system in Sweden. Immigrants commit the most awful crimes, yet it's not enough to deport them. That's fucking insane. And those pizzas look fucking dead, by the way. I don't know if it's the camera or whatever the fuck, but those pizzas look horrible. I ain't even gonna lie. Those look disgusting. And it gets even crazier because God damn it, dude. The 16-year-old who was raped by Eritrean Mohammed, the Swedish court did not sentence him to deportation because the rape didn't last long enough. One of the lay judges who decided the sentence, Lena Berggren, is a representative of the extreme left party in Sweden. It's kind of weird how all of these points are just on the graph, huh? Every single time the left is in charge of a place, it seems to be falling apart. Weird. She works as a historian who conducts research on racism and nationalism. Oh boy. The extreme leftists always take the side of the immigrant men and willingly sacrifice innocent girls and women. It's insane that a woman made that decision. It's insane. Well, at least she was part of the decision. I want to make that clear. One of the lay judges. She was not the only lay judge, one of the lay judges. But she was part of that decision-making process. That's insane. Like, I don't know if she's just jealous because she's young and she's got, so much life and aspiration left, and she's just some washed-up old hag or something. I don't know. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but it's insane that they just let this shit happen. Yeah, it did not last long enough. That's insane. Yeah, look at that. Stop him, help. And fucking, he's just looking at the stopwatch, Oh, man. That's so insane. Uh-oh, statements.
Mår fortfarande illa.
Oh, never mind. Oh, wait, no, there is hold on a minute. I need to put some music on. All right, hold on.
Jag mår fortfarande illa när jag tänker på det. Jag har ju berättat det här 1000 gånger. Speciellt för polisen och när jag har varit i...
Especially for the police and when I have been to the district court.
Tingsrätten. Men jag känner ju fortfarande
I still feel that it's really hard.
Under hela skolåret, förra året, så var jag knappt i skolan. Nu då och då så drömmer jag ju fortfarande mardrömmar om det. Och jag har varit jätterädd att vara ute och gå själv. Så jag går nästan aldrig själv ute nu. Jag bryter fortfarande ihop när jag suttit och pratat om det länge och kommit in på detaljer. Att det blir som att jag återupplever igen och jag känner hans händer på mig. Men som tur så har jag mina jättefina vänner och mina föräldrar som har varit där för mig varenda dag. Nej, det känns så overkligt att det också var för... Jag kommer alltid påverkas någonting av det här. Jag önskar ju verkligen nu när andra tjejer hör det här, det är också därför jag vill göra det. Att de också ska tänka att det är värt att anmäla, även fast det kanske inte går igenom.
Yeah, it's actually insane, like how little time in media that this has had. Because I only barely heard about it. I barely heard about it, and it wasn't until, who was it? Asmongold. Asmongold covered this, and then I had to click away so then I wouldn't get spoiled on it, so I could fucking go read it for myself and figure out what the fuck is going on. But this is insane. It's insane how little media coverage this is getting.
Men det kan faktiskt vara värt, för det kan ju också hjälpa en annan tjej.
That's insane. It's insane. And of course, they're going to do everything they can to hide it. Rape charges for judges who release criminals that rape again. I don't see anything wrong with that statement. Sweden women are not safe. Male Muslim immigration and sexually abused women in Sweden. Oh my God. It's just been at a fucking rapid increase because they're not throwing these people out. The only way to save Europe, mass deportation and close the borders. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, that's crazy. Mohammed is the most common name among rapists around the world. I don't know if that's true. I feel like that's a little bit fucked up to say, but you know, if that is true, that's a crazy ass coincidence. Dad with science, I don't know. Son, we're Muslims. Oh no. That's crazy. Yep, that's about all we have on that. Aside from this, we got a video here from the Annenberg Media. So let's see what they have to say about the situation.
Sweden has become the latest battleground in the war of ideas about immigrants and the impact they're having on Europe.
Our international news anchor Barbara Estrada talked to a Swedish citizen about the controversy.
Last night, an all-right-wing British broadcaster and politician said a Swedish city has become the rape capital of Europe because of an influx of male immigrants, something many Swedes dispute.
This is just politicians feeding and adding to people's fears. Sweden is not a country where there are a huge amount of rapes occurring.
How can you say that after one just occurred? Blatant denial of reality is crazy. Let's get a new Grok tab here. We're gonna Grok it right now. How many rapes have happened in the country of Sweden in the last 3 years? We'll do last 3 years. Reported rape cases. My God. $24,656 total. A 9% decrease from 2021. Estimated based on 7% increase to the 2024 figure. Total sexual offenses rose to 24. Oh my God. Bro. What the fuck are they doing in Sweden? 29,000. Total reported. Hey, we need to send some of them Irish lads down to Sweden, apparently. Apparently, y'all need a fucking major course correction. My God. Look at that. Dude, that's despicable. How are all these people not charged and thrown in prison?
Last Friday, President Trump suggested there had been a terrorist attack in Sweden. He later corrected himself in a tweet. He said he was referring to a report on Fox News about immigrants in Sweden. And today marks International Mother Language Day. The United Nations honors all languages, including multilingualism, and especially those that have been forbidden at some point in history.
Usually, in my country, Hungary, everybody speaks at least 3 languages. I'm speaking English, German, Hungarian. I studied Russian and I speak Italian as well.
I don't know what the fuck this is. But anyway, yeah, that's about the swiftest coverage I've ever seen of anything in my life. But yeah, that's nuts. That's insane. That little girl suffered the most traumatic thing of her life, and her entire country turned their back on her. That's insane. That's fucking insane. How do you let that happen? Anyway, on to the clown of the hour. The mayor of Chicago. I want you guys to pay attention in this video and take it all in.
Hey, what's up, Chicago? It's your Mayor, Brandon Johnson. We're here for the annual Bike to Drive on a beautiful day. It's Labor Day weekend. Just want to send a message to the rest of the world. This is not a hell.
This part is very important information on the call sheet.
Ho, we're building the safest, most affordable big city in America, and we're doing it again.
That was also very important information on the call sheet. Most affordable. Wait for it. Safest. Now that we have that confirmation from the Chicago mayor, we're going to take his word for it, right? Of course we're not. Because
only works downtown 1 day a week. Today, she's still suffering the consequences of that random attack, but it is what she found out about the person who prosecutors say did it that has led her to speak out.
He hit me with such force.
Sitting at home in Lake Villa today, Kathy Miles admits the last thing she remembers before her attack on August the 19th is walking past Block 37 in the Loop on the way to the Union Station.
I woke up and my coworker was standing above me saying, "You're okay, we're in the hospital, you've been assaulted."
She then passed out again.
The next thing I remember is my daughter Deanna saying, "Hi Mama, I'm here, you're okay."
And while she doesn't remember what happened, a colleague who was walking with her at the time told her this.
She had said this man came in between the two of us, shoved us apart, and then hit me in the face.
That punch left Miles with several broken bones in her face, as well as a concussion. According to police, she was assaulted by 32-year-old William Livingston. A record search produced 13 mugshots of Livingston going back to 2000.
What the fuck? What is going on in Chicago? This is your safe city? This guy, who has been processed more times than I've ever had my picture taken for anything in my entire life.
2012. A large number of those arrests for aggravated assault and battery of both women and police officers, something.
So he's a violent repeat offender, and he's just out here walking on the street.
Miles found out.
Oh, but Chicago's safe, right? Nah, this is safe, right?
After the fact.
Like, what is enough? You know, what does someone have to do where he's going to be, they're going to be?
Don't worry. Your savior, Donald Trump, is going to be there soon. Old Donald with old Baldy. They're going to show up. Yeah, they go clean up them streets for you.
Be held accountable.
According to online records, Livingston's history of random acts of violence against women goes back 8 years. In 2017, he was accused of randomly attacking 2 women months apart. Both cases were dropped.
What the fuck? Dropped?
2022, Livingston was sentenced to 5 years in prison after prosecutors said he punched and attempted to rob 4 women with a.
Bro, every time he gets out, he just goes out on a rampage. What the fuck?
In 20 minutes in the loop. And yet, just 14 months later, in 2023, while on parole, Livingston was arrested for hitting a woman in the face on North Michigan Avenue. And in 2024, he was sentenced to 100 days in prison after punching a 15-year-old girl, also on North Michigan.
100 days. 100 days. This is his second to last offense. And he only got 100 days? What the fuck?
Avenue.
I'm not going to let someone speak for me.
What the fuck?
I need to speak for myself. I need to say something. If I say nothing and he does this to another person, I'm going to feel bad.
Livingston's next court date is set for September the 15th at the Skokie Courthouse. Kathy tells us she will be there.
That's insane. Insane. Their safe city. This is their safe city. This video is from a month ago. This is not that old. This is not that old. I want to be very clear about that. And so y'all can see. So right here he is. He comes up, bang. Absolutely cracks her, turns to square with this woman here. And then luckily it looks like another guy stepped in and fucking he got scared off. But like, what the fuck, man? A repeat offender who was constantly let out over and over and over and over again in the same city and did the same crime, even to a minor. And they only gave him 100 days for that one. Jesus. So don't believe any of these fucking people. Don't believe them, ever. If they ever say that their city is safe, and you look and you see a video like this, absolutely blow him up every single time he claims anything. Anytime he claims anything that goes against what the proof shows. And the proof shows that it's not a hellhole, but it is a hellhole. If a woman, a businesswoman, somebody on their way to work on broad daylight in a typically probably a safe part of Chicago, got fucking a right hook to the goddamn jaw, I just don't get it. I don't get how fucking retarded you could be. Anyway, that's it for the video. That is it for the video in today's patch notes. We're calling out the fucking hypocrites on the internet. Yeah. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive. But that's going to be it for me. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. I got some shit to do. So like, subscribe, comment. Peace.